Hello everyone, myself Navneet Kumar Singh and I am teaching you heat and mass transfer for your GATE examination. So my dear students, let us see a question on falling factor with phase change, my dear students, because we have not attempted these kind of questions. So I am reading the question, focus on the board. Let us see. A feed water heater uses steam condensing at 120 degrees Celsius. So he is using in a feed water they are using steam. Okay, they are condensing steam at 120 degrees Celsius to heat water from 30 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius. Okay, in a shell and tube type heat exchanger at a rate of 5 kg per second. At a rate of 5 kg per second, the overall heat transfer coefficient is equal to 2000 watt per meter square Kelvin. Due to usage, deposits have formed over the surface, resulting in falling resistance. Determine the water exit temperature if flow rates and inlet temperatures are maintained. If flow rates and inlet temperatures are maintained, my dear students. So first of all, this is your case for the phase change. Okay, because they are using condenser and steam is condensing there. So first of all, it will be what, my dear students? This will be for phase change. So let us see what they have given. So they have given. First of all, they have given that is steam temperature, that is TH is given to be 120 degrees Celsius, and this is your phase change. Phase change, my dear students, as steam is condensing. My dear students, as steam is condensing. Now what they have given, the inlet temperature of water is given to be what, how much, 30 degrees Celsius, and outlet temperature of water is given to be like 90 degrees Celsius, and mass flow rate of water, that is your cold fluid, is given to be 5 kg per second, my dear students. The overall heat transfer coefficient they have also given, that is given to be 2000 watt per meter square Kelvin, and also they have given the falling resistance, that is your RF is equal to 0.0009 Kelvin meter square per watt, my dear students. Kelvin meter square per watt. So he is asking about the exit. Determine the water exit temperature if flow rates and inlet temperatures are maintained. If flow rates and inlet temperatures are maintained due to falling, my dear students, due to falling. So he is asking about the outlet temperature of the water, my dear students. Outlet temperature of the water. So as the phase change is occurring, so the values of effectiveness will be same for both, that is parallel or counter. So let us consider first the parallel flow case. Let us consider parallel flow heat exchanger first. Okay. Now what is happening? Let us make the temperature profile diagram with the length, my dear students, as you know. So the temperature of hot water is not changing. That is at TH1 is equal to TH2 is equal to how much? 120 degree Celsius, my dear students. Okay, that is your TH2 and that is your TH1, my dear students. Okay. Now as I am considering the parallel flow case, so what will happen? The cold fluid move in the same direction. Yes. So this will be your cold fluid and this will be your water, my dear students, they have given. And this is your steam. This is your steam, my dear students. Okay. Now this is your TC1 which is given to be 30 degrees Celsius. This is your TC2 which is given to be 90 degree Celsius, my dear students. Okay. Now he have also given the mass flow rate for water. Can we calculate the total heat gained by the water from the steam? Total heat gained by the water from the steam, my dear students, Q. Yes, we can calculate. So Q can be calculated as, that is heat, total heat transfer, heat gained by water can be given by how much? That will be given by m dot c cc into tc2 minus tc1, and this will be equal to 5, and the specific heat of water is 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, my dear students, multiplied by 90 minus 30, and this value will be equal to your How much? 5 into 4.18 into 60. So this will be 1254. That will be 1254 kilowatt. 54 kilowatt. So this is the heat transfer when there is no falling. There is no falling, my dear students. So we can take the case first. Case first to be without falling. Okay. So can I calculate the effectiveness for that parallel flow case? Okay. Now, first of all, as phase change is occurring, as we know the phase change is occurring, as we are dealing with phase change heat exchangers, that's why if I will see the capacity ratio, my dear students, I hope you remember that capacity ratio is given by C minimum by C maximum. So as one is going to be like for a phase change, so what will be the C minimum? This will be for steam because it will be maximum as latent heat is there. So C minimum, this will be maximum, or we can take it to like infinite, my dear students. We can take it to like infinite. So that is nothing but C will become equal to C minimum by infinite. This will become equal to 0. So the value of C will be equal to 0. So can we calculate for parallel flow case? For parallel flow case, effectiveness is given by 1 minus e to the power minus NTU 1 plus C divided by 1 plus C, my dear student. But C is already 0. So this will become equal to 1 minus e to the power minus NTU. My dear students. And what will be this effectiveness? How we can calculate this effectiveness? So effectiveness is given by nothing but Q actual divided by Q maximum. Or what will be Q maximum, where that is C minimum is occurring? Yes, C minimum we know for the water, multiplied by temperature change, that is TH1 minus TC1. If anybody do not remember, so what will happen? If that hot fluid will undergo maximum temperature change, that is up to TH1, so what will be the maximum temperature change? That is delta T max, and this will be given by TH1 minus TC1, my dear students. TH1 minus TC1. So TH1 minus TC1. And what is the cold fluid is undergoing? So I am taking only C minimum for cold fluid, that is Cc into Tc2 minus Tc1, my dear students. Yes or no? Now as Cc cold fluid and this is same, so we can directly calculate now. Now what is the value of Tc2? That is 90 minus 30 divided by 120. What is TH1? 120 minus 30. So this will become nothing but 60 upon 90. So the value of 6 upon 9 will be equal to 0.666, my dear students. 0.666 bar. Okay. Now this is the effectiveness. So as we know the effectiveness, can we calculate the NTU from here? Yes, we can calculate the NTU. So let us calculate the NTU first, my dear students. So NTU will become equal to how much? Let us see. So NTU we can easily calculate for the first case. So NTU we can easily calculate. Let us calculate the NTU first. So the NTU will be given by, that is E we know. E is equal to nothing but what? 1 minus e to the power minus NTU. Yes or no? So this will become E is equal to 0.666 is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus NTU. So we want to calculate NTU. This will become how much? I will take this side, I will take this side. So this will become what? This will become e to the power minus NTU is equal to 1 minus, because this will become plus this side. So 1 minus 0.666, my dear students. So that implies we can take e to the power NTU. I am taking this down, or we can like e to the power NTU is equal to how much? This is 1 minus 0.666, my dear students. I will take this side and I will take this side. So this will become equal to e to the power NTU is equal to 1 upon 1 minus 0.666, my dear students, and that implies NTU will become equal to ln of 1 upon 1 minus 0.666, my dear students. So the NTU value will be equal to how much? Let us see. So the value of NTU will be equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 0.666. Okay, now ln of this is equal to 1.0986. So this value is coming to be how much? 1.0986. 1.0986, my dear students. Okay, now we have the value of NTU now. Can I calculate the area from this? Yes, I can calculate the area. How I am proceeding is like I have to calculate the outlet temperature when there is what? When there is falling. So for falling, first of all, I have to calculate the that is your heat transfer coefficient, overall heat transfer coefficient for dirty. Okay, and for calculating this, I will use NTU when falling is occurring. Okay, so that's why I am proceeding like this. Let us see now. So can we calculate NTU, my dear students? Yes, NTU we have calculated. Now let us calculate the area, my dear students. Let us calculate the area. So what is NTU? That is number of transfer units is equal to UA by C minimum, my dear students. So U is given to be how much? That is given to be 2000. So let us take it 2000 multiply by area we have to calculate divided by C minimum, which is for the cold fluid 5 into 4180. That is your water, my dear students. And this will be equal to nothing but NTU, which is 1.0986. So from here we can calculate the area, and area will be equal to how much? Let us see. So this will be equal to 11.48 meter square. So now we know the area for the first case when there was no falling. Okay, now falling is occurring. I am considering the falling now. So what will happen? Let us see. So when I am considering the falling, what will happen? Let us see. So due to falling, what will happen? The falling over the time will increase the resistance. Okay, it will increase the resistance. And how? We know that sir, falling is given by, that is 1 upon U clean, we know, is equal to 1 upon U dirty. 1 upon U dirty for dirty is equal to 1 upon U clean plus RF, my dear students. Okay, now that is when falling is occurring. And falling occurred. Okay, falling have been occurred over time. And it will add additional resistance, my dear students. Additional what? Resistance. It will add additional resistance. So what will happen? Let us see. Can we calculate U dirty? Because U clean we know and RF value we know. So we can calculate it easily. So U dirty will become equal to 1 upon U clean. 1 upon U clean plus, and what is U clean? That is overall heat transfer coefficient for clean plus RF they have given to be like how much? 0.0009. Okay. Now let us calculate U dirty. So from here we can calculate U dirty, which will come equal to, let us see how much. So this will become equal to 1 by 2000 plus 0.009 is equal to U dirty, and your U dirty will become equal to how much? That is 714.24 watt per meter square Kelvin, my dear students. So now we know the U dirty. My dear students. So can we calculate the number of transfer units when this heat transfer coefficient due to falling have been decreased to 714, my dear students, have been decreased to that much due to falling. You can see the change now. There when falling was not occurring, that was 2000. Now it is 714, that is 700 approximately. That is it is decreased up to 60 times. Okay, that is decreased up to 60 times. Let us see. So what will be for falling? For falling, NTU will be given by what? This will be U dirty into area divided by C minimum. So my dear students, now area will be unaltered and C minimum will be unaltered. It will not have any change. So UD is U clean is changed to UD now. So U clean will be equal to 7. U dirty will be 714.24 multiplied by area, which is 11.48, my dear students, divided by C minimum, which is 5 into 4180. So we will have NTU. Let us see how much it will be. So we will be having NTU 714.24 into 11.48 divided by 5 into 4180, my dear students. So your NTU have been decreased. Oh my god, this is like 0.3923, my dear students, and before it was like something 1.09. So it have been decreased. So NTU, so can we calculate the effectiveness? We can see that NTU have been decreased, my dear students. So what will be the effectiveness for that case, parallel flow case? This will be given by 1 minus e to the power minus NTU. Yes or no? So this will become 1 minus e to the power minus of 0.3923, and this will be equal to, effectiveness will be equal to then 0.325, my dear students, 0.325. So now we have the effectiveness. Now we have the effectiveness and falling is occurring. So can we calculate the outlet temperature of water now? Yes, we can calculate. Let us see. So the outlet temperature of water you can easily calculate, and this will be given by, let us see how much. So you know the effectiveness now. You know the effectiveness now. So E is equal to nothing but C minimum and C maximum, which is nothing but for water only C minimum. Sorry, this will be CC, my dear students, for cold fluid, and this will be C minimum. As both are same, so they will go. This will be TC2 minus TC1, my dear students, divided by TH1 minus TC1. Yes or no? So we know the effectiveness now. So what will be the value of effectiveness? 0.325. 0.325, and this will be equal to nothing but TC2 we have to calculate. TC1 will be unaltered. TH1 is 120 minus 30. So we will have, that is 120 minus 30 will be equal to 90. So 0.325 into 90 is equal to TC2 minus 30. So we will have that TC2 is equal to 0.325 into 90 plus 30. So that TC2 will be equal to how much? Let us see. So TC2 will be equal to 0.39. So this will be given by how much? Let us see. So 0.325 into 90 plus 30, my dear students. So this will be 59.25. So this will be 59.25 degree Celsius, my dear students. So we have calculated the outlet temperature. Now you can feel due to falling there is less heat transfer from the hot fluid to the cold fluid, and the falling temperature has been decreased from 90 degrees Celsius to your outlet temperature of water TC2 in the first case have been decreased to second case to 59.25. So there is approximately like half reduction, or we can say 40% reduction in the temperature. Can we see the reduction in heat? Let us see what will be the heat given by. This will be nothing but 5 into 4.18 multiplied by 59.25 is the outlet temperature minus 30. So what will be this? Let us see. So the heat reduction will be equal to how much? Let us see, my dear students. If he can ask this kind of question, 4.18 into 59.25 minus 30, and this will be equal to 611.325. 611.325. So you can feel that is 1254 kilowatt in the first case Q1, that is your Q2, my dear students. In the second case when falling is occurring, or you can take Q falling. So there is approximately 50% reduction in the heat 50% reduction in the heat transfer. So can we take a good note? Yes, let us see at last. Due to falling, I hope you have felt the falling concept now. So we can conclude, or we can see, due to falling, the outlet temperature of water have decreased up to 30%. My dear students. And number second, what we can take? Number second, we can take that there is approximately 50% reduction in heat transfer due to falling, my dear students, due to falling. So what we should do? We should clean the heat exchanger on time. We should clean the heat exchanger on time, my dear students. Okay. So we should clean. Number third we can conclude is, so cleaning of heat exchanger must be on time. So there will be complete heat transfer, my dear students. Hope you have felt the concept now. Okay. So falling can decrease the heat transfer, we have analyzed, and this kind of questions may be asked, like you have practiced for the parallel flow case. And let us tell me at last also, so that you will not have any problem. So if you will consider the parallel flow case or counter flow case, my dear students, what is the effectiveness of counter flow case? If you will take also the case second, that is your counter flow case. So I hope we have cleared all the concepts, and we have done all the, touched all the concepts, so that you will not have any problem in solving any question. So what is the effectiveness for this counter flow heat exchanger, my dear student, when you are using NTU? So this will be given by nothing but 1 minus e to the power minus NTU 1 minus c divided by 1 minus, or we can say 1 plus c e to the power minus NTU 1 minus c, my dear students. But c is like, this is 0 in our case, this is also 0 in our case. So we have seen this will be same. So 1 minus e to the power minus NTU, this will be equal to this much only, that is effectiveness. So the effectiveness for parallel and counter during the phase change will be same. We have seen this concept, my dear students, and you can easily calculate. So take whatever the case you want to take, like for counter flow, for parallel flow, the heat transfer will be same, my dear students, or effectiveness will be same. So thank you so much, my dear students. Hope you have understood the concepts clearly. Okay, you have understood this question clearly. So thank you so much.